Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21. It's career mode. We're on episode 84. It's Omloop Het Nieuwsblad. I have a lot of overlap going on right now in terms of our race calendar. So there's been as many as 4 races at a time, 3 races at a time, and it's left me shorthanded a number of times. But I have managed to get 3 out of my 4 classics riders to this one. I've also managed to get a couple of my better flat rated riders to this one. Unfortunately, my literal only high rated cobble rider in Galvez is the one guy who's on a -2 race day condition for us today. So our chances just went down that much more. Now, we have not fared well in classics ever since we've even had a hint of World Tour presence, even at the Continental level. Galvez, the one guy, the only guy who's, managed to do a little bit, as that breakaway's been caught yet again. Here's one of our new guys, Wakira. First time we've seen him. And Wakira already the national champion of, what would that be? Is that Uganda or something like that? Well, anyway, Wakira, 74 overall. Hamadovic, another one, 74 overall. 76 cobble rated today. And that might make him the favorite. That's a 70 resistance, where Galvez drops to a 64. So for sure, those guys are going to be 2 of our leaders. Igashin, here. Okay flat rating, okay resistance. He's here to support. Sato. Only a 64 cobble rating, only a 65 flat rating. This, not one of those guys. This is one of the ones who's kind of just here. Put him on Akira. Igashin, ignoring my orders. And then you have Bernotas. Bernotas, sprinter, right? Solid, young sprinter, 76 in that department. 75 flat rating. He's excellent there. We'll get him on protecting Hamadovic. 6 riders off the front, more riders attacking. I am not interested in the breakaway. I'm interested in seeing how well, as a team, can I hang on? Can I hang on to the end? Can I be involved in the final pattern? We've rarely even cracked the top 25 in these races in the past. This could be different, could be the same. Galvez with that 77 rating, the only one who we would think could with help, because he's always isolated very, very early on in these, and then he hangs on for as long as he can and ends up finishing somewhere around 30th to 40th to 50th place. Now, though, I don't know, he's got that -2, but he's got support. So with extra support, how much longer does he hang on? If he didn't have the -2, I'd feel a lot more confident about cracking the top 25 today as we hit our first cobbled sector. Just 2 stars and then a hill right after, so it comes right at you, bang, bang. But we're through that one just fine. Sato, you can see how much he's feeling it just from that little bit. But also Galvez, right? Where our other protected guys, Hamadovic, looking good. Galvez, not looking as good as he could or should. And that's that race day condition really taking its toll. Low stamina resistance. Alright, things are going to intensify here in a little bit as we have some longer sectors. So we have, it looks like 2 of them coming up in the next little bit. And the pace definitely has not lifted. 3 stars through here. And we're through that one. 2 stars through this. That was short. Okay. We survived the second test. Sato, struggling already. Recovery time. Let's use somebody else who's feeling a bit better, like Igashin, to go get the water. So Sato can actually recover. Alright, 108k. We'll need water one last time later on. We're going to have a lot of undulation when we need to go get water the next time. And I think we're going to need to speed up a little bit. 77 for now. There's going to be some climbing involved here. 3 stars. Kattenberg. 800 meters. Up we go. We drift back a little bit, but not too bad. Right into the next one. Make sure our position is okay. Galvez went backward a little bit, but we're all right in position. Field did split 100 riders, but it's back together. 156 now. Chasing a total of 12 riders off the front, 2 groups. We're okay through that one. Little hill.
The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway. The pack's deficit is being cut back.
Okay, gap to the front, guys. Opened up a little bit, but the field actually split, at least momentarily, yo-yoing. Okay, we're seeing a little more action coming up in the next period. Go 79 here. Sato. Go ahead and use your gel now. I don't think you're going to be around too much longer. 2 stars. Another 2-star. Not too bad through here. Didn't realize that was going to be so easy. Maybe I should have looked at that beforehand. Sato's nearly done anyway, so actually good use of gel. Okay, here comes an acceleration, a new attack. 2 riders going off the front. And the front 12 are together. Igashin, Bernotas, they're going to hang on a lot longer. Wakira will be the solo man before too long here, but that's okay. Sato is actually hanging on because we're in this yo-yo area. 62k to go. As soon as we get... Actually, we don't even need to get to the top. Let's send Bernotas back. Get water. Before Sato drops especially. There you go. And we're good. Water. Final time. Don't have to deal with that again. We timed that one well. Right-hander. We're going to dip, dive, climb. Up to an 82 now. Okay. First we climb. Straight into the cobbled sector right after that. We're still in a decent position here. 3-star sector. Sato begins his fade. 154 left in the peloton. 14 off the front. Splits occurring sometimes. Somewhere along the line, this is going to become permanent. A lot of guys going backwards.
A rider is down.
And yes, this one looks like this could be. It's a pretty healthy gap. Those 3 riders are by themselves. Sato, Otto. He's now in the group of 97, and they are well off the back. So I think we're now looking at 46 chasing 14. And I still have 5 riders in contention. Igashin, gel for you. Molenberg, 400 meters, 2-star. Also on a hill, though.
Puncture. The rider will have to burn some energy to get back.
Neuenhaus.
Only a few riders
Going
are
backward.
capable of following the very fast pace up
Momentarily we had connection, but then we have a split. Now it's just 28. And I have 5 riders. Now, okay, it's 36. It's back up to 36. But only 10 riders chasing. I mean, we're looking at a much, much smaller group than what we had. 2-star sector, but a little bit longer. Slightly uphill. Okay, right into another hill. A lot going on through here. And we're starting to feel it in our legs, the tempo. 64 chasing 14 as the yo-yoing continues. Another hill. And we're getting close in now. 30k to go. Still a minute and a half to the front 14.
That looks like a really bad fall. It's a shame, but he's not going any further.
Okay, let's speed up just a little bit more.
Yet another flat tire. It seems to be catching.
Wakira, you can see how he's starting to struggle just a little bit. He's going to be taking over, protecting either Hamadovic or Galvez. I'm thinking Hamadovic. How are they as sprint? Galvez. We need Galvez if we're going to have any sort of chance. 53 chasing 14, down to a minute 10.
There's now more than a minute between them.
20k. Not going to be an easy catch. 14 riders is a lot. 12 of them have been out front for a very long time, and they did split earlier. Okay, here we go. This is it. this couple more. 88. 90. 88. Forward. Okay, you're done. Bernotas. Can you still protect? Hamadovic, please. Thank you. Yigashin's going to go backwards. We'll watch from his perspective for a moment. We're seeing an attack. Maybe not. Okay, you see how quickly these guys are going backwards. Yes, there is an attack, and we've caught... Okay, Wakira caught behind. Even though we set him to a 90, he is at a standstill with some poor ratings. Okay, Wakira has been left behind. Set him to auto. Bernotas to auto. Yigashin already, I think, to auto. Galvez and Hamadovic caught in the gap. They did not make that front group, but we are right behind it. Okay, let's contribute to this chase. Sheffield leading the way with it. These are guys who don't necessarily climb well, but have good cobble ratings. Trentin. Nearly bridged the gap. There you go, back together. 34 now. Was back together. Almost back together. Wakira is here, somehow. Was, momentarily. And he misses out. Hamadovic and Galvez somehow opened a gap between each other. Hamadovic, you are not going to make it up there on your own. Set up, please. Wait for these guys to come at you. Akira is here. Okay. Wow, I have 3 riders together. How many did we have? 3. See what happens? 3 riders. But Akira, he's toast. Can he provide protection to Galvez? That's it for the cobble. We have 10k to go. Galvez is the leader right now. Hamadovic. Galvez, sit up. Okay. Gel for Hamadovic. Galvez, follow. Wakira, protect. I'd like to see a little split right here. That would be fine if these 5 guys are dropped. Wakira has no energy anyway. They are. Okay, 7. But we're still chasing a front 26. There's 4 riders left from the break. 40 seconds away. They could win this thing. Hamadovic, 6k. Gel for Galvez. Hamadovic is looking a little better than Galvez, but there's the sprint. Vermeersch, take over from him. Trentin is following on. That's going to be a difficult one to try to beat, but it's about trying to catch these guys and beat some of them. There's now a front 8 with 15 chasers. I think the front 4 are still off the front. Hamadovic is done. Galvez is done. This is not going to pan out. Seneschal, Velens, Cortins, Galvez attacking, going for the line. He will beat these guys, but he doesn't beat those guys up the road. We beat our group, but we could not. Still right there, so close. Galvez doesn't have a -2. I think he's able to hang with that group. But look at that, 27th, 32nd, 33rd. That is probably our best finish in the discipline in quite some time. And we were right there, so close to being in the main group. Galvez completely beat 100% of our group. Now, if we're there in that final grouping, we're not going to beat the entire grouping. Okay, we're not going to beat all those guys. But could he have finished somewhere around 15th instead of 27th? Absolutely. Absolutely could have been another dozen positions higher. So close. You get all 4 together, You don't get a -2 on the leader. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. That was a good start.
Bikes and their riders. You've got to know what you're doing.
Tour de Rwanda. It's stage 8 of 8. Bad start on this one. I'm really lucking out. Team leader. I'm lucking out. I'm out of luck is more like it. Team leader Isakov, who sits 8th overall in the GC. I'm trying to cement that. It's only a 63K stage here, but it's got cobbled sectors. He's terrible in the discipline. Here is our other man, Berggren, who we could have very much used. It's the same day, by the way. We don't have him. And here is the climbing and the situation that we have of, we have a lot going on. We're going to protect Isakov. I want to protect Berggren for now. Nobody else is in contention, right? Look, she's or Maida. 7171. Alright, so we have 3 riders. They're going to ride as leaders for the moment. This front group, 7 riders are getting a little bit healthy of a gap when it's such a short stage. There are 3 cobbled sectors. They're not that bad, but the pace, this is going to be intense. Excited to see what happens here.
Oh, a rider has taken a tumble. Fortunately,
winding road. We're already down to 50 kilometers. 104 riders in the Peloton. 1 rider off the back, 7 off the front. 2 minutes to the front 3. And the back group is already falling apart. This is good for us. That's steep. That's steep. And then that leads in towards the finish, which continues on right towards here. Sprint should happen right about there. Ooh, no. No. That's too early for the sprint. Finish line. That's not going to be easy. Alright. Kwa Mutwe.
They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
Up the effort, guys.
There are a couple of riders who want to
She's. There's the cobbles. It's only 2 stars, but it's going to take its toll on my guys. Look how much they're struggling already. We're going to see a split right here. We most certainly have. And look, she's just sits up. Why is he sitting up and going backwards? I don't understand why he's not even trying to ride at the moment. There's another split as well. This is just 21 riders left on the front with 37K to go. Chase group of 38. That's most of the Peloton chasing. Well, almost half the Peloton chasing the slightly larger group. And about to bridge that gap, and with just 35K to go. Okay, they should be quietly returning towards position now that it's back together, but we approach the climb yet again. Back to 100 riders in the Peloton. Breakaway getting smaller and smaller.
A rider just launched an attack. There's more than a minute on the clock. The brake seems to be working. The pack is
okay, second time through all this.
Teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
We'll have 1.5 more once we're done. Okay, 99 now. And Luxies and Maida getting finally back up into position. Down to 100 riders. And we're seeing a little acceleration. We're seeing a little group trying to go up front. 25K to go.
So this is the last third of the race.
22K to go. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to, I don't know, 85? Is 85 going to be enough? Berggren has got to be the guy. I don't want Isakov quite on the back right now. I want Berggren close. I want Luke Shees in front of him. Okay, so we've got a rider front, rider behind. We got Luco. We've got Maida. We've got Kalnins. Kalnins is already in position. Kalnins start right away. 63 chasing 2. It's a minute gap. The minute gap I'm not too worried about, but it's how this next lap at a partial transpire, how it carries out with 20k to go. I think it's going to be intense. So to ensure that we don't get left behind, let's get ourselves in position near the front. Kalnin's not going to last much longer, so we're going to get Maida ready. 19k now. And there we go. We're trying to take control of this race. Make it hard. Split the field. You never know. It might improve our position. Probably not, but you never know, right? Kalnin's, okay, he's done. And we're down to 5. Okay, here's where I said we're expecting some chaos.
The escapees have surrendered. The pack gave them no chance.
Rusin, Timo Rusin tried to attack. We find ourselves in a strong position. Just about to tick that timer. Should be a bell ringing right now as we round this corner and come up towards the finish line. Ding, 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 ding. 1 lap to go. Maida nearly done, but we're at 15k and the field is getting smaller and smaller. Bergen, go ahead and move up the order a little bit.
A tumble in the main bunch. The group is slowly thinning out due to such a frantic pace.
Okay, Maida, push a little bit harder. Luco. We have split the field? No, not really. Not really. They lost us for a split second there.
The riders have taken their
Boy, that would have been something.
Either they're getting a bit hot or they're saving
We have split the field yet again. Maida, pressure on. On to Luco. Isakov, the leader, off the back. He's following. We're down to 24 with 5 on the front. Come on, Isakov, get up there, because we're seeing an attack with 7k. I want you on your teammates. He's the leader. He's the one we're fighting for with the GC. And yet I feel like we can go win the stage by leaving him behind, but no. Isakov, you're not following Maida. Maida, get out of the way.
The finish line is getting
5k to go.
The riders just passed the 5 kilometers road sign.
Gel for Berggren.
Attack with the finishing line within reach.
Okay, on to Berggren. Isakov is hanging on, or at least just about. 3k to go.
The riders are going through a very tough portion.
2k to go. I want to attack with Luke Shees to go for the stage. So Isakov's going to follow Berggren, and Berggren's going to keep on riding at an 83. Luke Shees is going to gel and attack. Luke Shees going for the stage. Crap. It's Guerrero who sits in 9th. He's the threat. Look, she's already in sprint mode, going for the finish line. Meanwhile, Berggren trying to lead out Isakov. He's not following like he was supposed to. Berggren, just sprint, please. Okay, Luke, she's heading for the line. Take the inside. He's got the advantage. He's going to win the stage. So we got that. Christian Eiking is going to take second ahead of Forshavev. Berggren's right there. but Isakov lost the wheel a little bit. He's going to lose a little time, but I think he had a pretty healthy gap behind him in terms of the standings. I think he actually had over a minute to spare. So we get a stage win. Not what the guy would have wanted it to be for, but he gets 17th on the stage. I don't think it's going to hurt his overall standings. We made that work. I think if Isakov wasn't on that negative race day condition, we could have probably turned that into a 1-2-3 type scenario, but we couldn't ride as hard as I wanted to. We end up 18 seconds clear. Berggren 47 to Isakov. And so it improved his position, and he did not lose out. So Dabrowski wins the overall. Travato, Dina, Andreev, Verschave, and then Isakov. Guerrero does not jump us. He was over a minute behind. He just closed that gap to 34 seconds. So good. Okay. There was some decent riders there. Nobody big. Isakov is just a decent rider himself. And he ends up in 6th overall. Plus we win a stage. Good result. I did not race any of the other stages in this one. So stepping in for that was a good result. Team needed it. Team needs some good results. They're not too happy because I skipped all of our first 5 objectives. And even though we claimed a top 5, and even though we had won some stages in some of those, it wasn't enough. They were quite ticked because we came short of all 5. It was first, 3, 3, 1. All top 3 necessities. We do get a top 5 in 1. We won a stage in Mallorca. None of that mattered. None of that mattered. They didn't care. They care that we failed our first 5 objectives. The next 2 matter a lot more. A whole lot more. Good thing we've got some classics riders now, right? Sprint there for the OxyClean. Okay. I'm interested. That's coming up later this month. We've got a little while before that happens. That was okay. That was an okay stretch. I mean, we just won a stage in a race that didn't matter. You lessen the competition, it's pretty easy to dominate. Where the competition was tough, it's harder. But we did okay. We were so close now, classics-wise. But can I get a top 5? Boy, I don't know about that, right? We still can't even crack the top 25 in those races. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.